And I'm Alex.
And this is Plant Fact Friday. Alex, what does it mean to you when I say Schlumbergera?
Schlumbergera. I have no idea.
Well, this is the Latin name for the group of plants that Christmas cactus is in.
Oh, I know Christmas cactus. Like this. Right? Look at this cute little Christmas cactus, Heather.
That is a beautiful festive cactus. I love him. But that is not exactly what we're talking about today.
Oh.
We are talking about these Christmas cactus, you know.
Oh, holiday cactus.
Right. So, folks at home, you may have what you think is a Christmas cactus, but it might not actually be a Christmas cactus.
Yes.
Could be something else entirely.
Yeah, and don't worry, we're going to help you figure it out.
We're going to set you straight. You also might have bought one of these, been gifted one of these, and you're like, is it a cactus? Is it a houseplant? What do I do with it? How do I take care of it?
Do I get rid of it after? What's going to happen to it?
If either of those statements apply to you, we're in the right place. So Alex, can we first start with that question of, is this a Christmas cactus or what is this?
Yes, so to start off, there are three main holiday cactus that we should talk about, okay? We have the Thanksgiving cactus, we have a Christmas cactus, and an Easter cactus.
Whoa.
Yes. Now, the first way that you can tell the difference is with the shape of the bloom. So the Easter cactus is going to be a little bit more star-shaped, more disc-shaped, flatter sort of flower. And then when comparing the Christmas versus Thanksgiving cactus flowers, they're basically the same. So we have to then look at the time of the bloom. So Thanksgiving cactus are probably blooming very much right now. Christmas cactus are going to bloom closer to Christmas, and Easter cactus at Easter. But I'm going to give you the tools to determine if yours is a Thanksgiving cactus or a Christmas cactus, okay? So starting with Thanksgiving cactus, you can see that the stem segments have points on the side and at the tips. And I remember this by thinking of the T in Thanksgiving has lots of points. And the Christmas cactus is often more lobed, okay, like the C for Christmas. Now, Heather, use those skills and let's figure out what these here are.
Okay, so let's start with this one. It's blooming now, obviously.
Very beautiful.
It has really pointy lobes on its stem. I'm going to say this is a Thanksgiving cactus.
That's correct. Yay. So it's blooming right now. It has lots of points on the stem segments.
Okay, and we have lots of these here at the garden.
Yes.
This one we don't have as much of. It's not blooming right now, but I think I might have seen some buds. And it has much rounder lobes.
Yes.
Is this a Christmas cactus?
It is. Very good.
The real deal.
Yes, very good.
So now you can go home and see which one you guys have.
Yes, it's probably a Thanksgiving cactus. They seem to actually be more popular.
Yeah, well, they're blooming right now.
Yes.
So the other thing that you might be wondering about is where these guys come from in the wild. They're actually native to Brazil, and in Brazil they're called Flores de Mayo because they bloom in May in the southern hemisphere. So that's just even more complicated.
Oh gosh.
And they are cacti. They don't look like your typical saguaro desert-dwelling cactus because they actually have a different habitat than those guys. They live in coastal mountains, and they live on rocks, so a lithophyte, or on trees, which we call an epiphyte. And they have a little bit more of humid surroundings. So all of this plays into what we need to know when we're taking care of a Christmas holiday cactus. So Alex, how do you take care of these guys?
Yes, so like Heather said, they are cactus. So you're not going to water them as much as a normal houseplant. But when they're blooming, like right now, they do require more water, and these, compared to a normal cactus, these do not want to dry out completely. So make sure that you are watering it periodically. When it's not in bloom, you can kind of water it less often. The soil, like Heather said, is an epiphyte, so if you're looking to transplant or repot, which we'll talk about later, you might want to consider a cactus or even an epiphytic orchid mixture for your soil. They want as much sunlight as you can give them. They are a cactus, and avoid cold drafts. And what else do we want to tell them?
So if you do have one of these, you probably bought it because it's blooming, or it's blooming because it's a Thanksgiving cactus, is now the time to get them out of their plastic pots.
Definitely not. Right. Do not transplant right now. I have done this before. It was my mistake. It came in this plastic pot and I wanted to transplant it right away. And what happens is it really stresses out the plant and it actually will drop all of its blooms and its buds. It was very depressing. So leave it in that plastic pot, and I would almost wait wait until spring just to get it through the holidays, through the winter period, and then transplant in the spring.
Alex learned this hard lesson so that you don't have to.
That's right.
So last but not least, we'll talk about the blooms themselves. This one is a beautiful pink color, but they can come in so many different shades. We have examples in peach or like an orange color. Really
this is
cool.
one of my favorites, the peachy color.
And then there's white, red, I think purple might even be an option too, but you can let us know if you have a different color. These blooms are pollinated by hummingbirds in the wild, which you can kind of tell by their tube shape. They're really interesting anatomy. And if you play your cards right, do everything that the plant requires of you, they will actually bloom year after year. So the best advice we can give you for getting them to rebloom is to simulate their period of dormancy. So these plants are accustomed to a colder season and a darker season. They rebloom in response to shortening day length, so around the holidays that tends to happen. So if you have these inside, you can simulate that by giving them a period of darkness and cooler temperatures. I think they require 12 to 14 hours of darkness around their reblooming time. So about late fall next year, if you have a Thanksgiving cactus, consider sliding this into a cold closet or maybe a colder basement and then bringing them back out, and that should encourage them to put on some new buds and blooms.
Well, we hope that you've maybe gotten some tools to determine if yours is actually Thanksgiving or Christmas, or if you have an Easter cactus. We didn't have one here to show you, but let us know in the comments what you actually have, and we hope you enjoyed learning a little bit more about it. If you don't have one at home, we do have some for sale in the gift shop. This one is going home with me, so don't worry about that one. But we also have lots on display here in our show house.
Thank you, and have a nice weekend.